What's up, everybody? We're out here cruising in South Texas, down near the coast. Came out to get a new boat. I'm really excited about it. I don't know if I even mentioned on the channel that I sold my last boat, but I did. And looking to get something a little newer. It's quite a bit newer actually, but still gonna be a project. Not sure exactly what's up with it, but I'll show you all exactly what it is once we get there. We're getting pretty close, and from that point, if it all checks out, is what it's supposed to be, then we'll hook up to it, take it home, and diagnose whatever we can. Supposedly it's got a new fuel pump, and there was some kind of fuel pressure issue, and now it's got more issues, so we'll see. So before this video goes any further, I'd like to say I hate breaking promises to myself, of course, but it's a lot better than breaking promises to anyone else. What am I talking about? Well, let me show you. So we got more Jeep parts here. We got windows laying around. We got more windows laying around here. Pool that's unfinished, a deck that is no longer in existence. All these things need something done. But hey, look at this. That is fresh progress. Just put these windows in a couple days ago, and they're looking good. I mean, there's the fruits of my labor right there. And we got some siding, not exactly what I needed because I went to multiple stores and you just can't get materials anywhere. We'll make it work. So, wrapped it up. Still need to get that finished. All this needs to be finished. That window over there goes right there. And need to trim and all this stuff, and I gotta finish all this stuff. So what I promised myself was I wasn't gonna get any more projects till I got these things finished. But I decided the fam, you know, we really need another boat. And that's where the boat purchase came in. Found this thing and seemed like a really great deal. And just had to go pick it up. So we'll take a minute, go over everything on it, of what I know, and yes, it is a project, unfortunately. But that's what I do, get projects and fix them, make them better. So we'll just go over what we can with it, and then we'll try to dig into it, see if we can help it blossom into something good. All right, here it is. Let's start with the trailer, I suppose. I was a little worried the wiring didn't work because I couldn't see any of the lights working actually, but once it got dark I found that this taillight was actually working, and a couple of the clearance lights down below. So I believe the bulbs are just burned out in the rest of the stuff, so that's good. And I like that it's got these little guides. My other boat didn't have that. Comes in handy. As far as the prop goes, there's a little bit of dingage on there. Kind of a bummer. I just had put a brand new one, 200 bucks on my last one, because my friend drug it up the boat launch and destroyed it. And otherwise, outside the boat, there's nothing wrong with it. All really clean, good underneath. We got a galvanized trailer, which is great. The springs, however, extremely rusty. And wheels, a little greasy, not too bad. Tires look good. Spare tire looks good, but the wheel, very rusty. Since I got this down in South Texas near the coast, It's to be expected. There's quite a bit of rust, and this looked a little suspect as well. Like, I don't know how much longer that's gonna hold on. May have to replace at least the strap, if not the whole deal here, which it just bolts on and should be no big deal. Nautical light here, that all works. Seats, cushions, they all look pretty darn good. A little bit of dirt and wear. Climb in here. But hey, got bonus cup holders. Windows all good, everything like that. We got a meanie cover, which is really good. My last one did not have that, and it would get extremely hot out in here. The only thing you could do is go jump in the water. So really looking forward to having that cover on here. Everything here seems to work pretty well. This, if you turn on key here, gauges light up. We got way too much battery voltage now. She's cooking. I got it hooked to the charger right now. Just trying to make sure everything was going to be as good as it could get. Bilge pump, the blower, little horn. All that stuff seems to work. If you turn on the accessory, then that guy will come on. You can see that, yeah. However, I was really excited that we had a decent looking stereo, but it does not work, sadly. And I checked all the fuses. There may be a fuse for the radio separate in line. I'll have to look and see maybe, because it doesn't look like a very old stereo. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to work, and it's not a it's not for getting wet, so you can see a little crustiness on the port there, so who knows, maybe junk. We got the slide out seat here, which is great. The one thing I really wanted was to have a bench all the way across here that, you know, you can lay on. You know, couldn't make that happen, I guess, but otherwise, yeah, all the seats, upholstery's good. That little seat cover is sitting right there. All that's good. Got a cool little motor compartment, and ta-da! Pretty much the same motor my last boat had, which it was a 2.5 4-cylinder. It's a 3-liter, but essentially looks almost identical. And unfortunately, it's got some issues. You can see got a brand new fuel pump down there. Apparently the guy says if I pull the spark plugs, I'm gonna see that they're all fouled out. And I checked the oil, it looked good. We had, you know, a huge freeze here in February. It got down to 5 degrees. For a few days it was just super cold. Everything was freezing up. Cracked blocks, boats and cars, everything. People are having all kinds of trouble. Seen them all over for sale and stuff. Everybody's pipes burst in their house and the attics and all kinds of things. Luckily, it didn't happen to me. But yeah, so I haven't hooked any water to this to see if get any water in the oil, and essentially that's what I'm gonna want to do, is probably take one of these upper hoses off, probably this one here, and just run my garden hose right in that, and just run it through, see what happens, and then we'll pull all the spark plugs out. I'm going to pull the cap off. The distributor doesn't look like it's been off in a very long time. I don't see any wear marks or anything on the cap. So we'll check that out and see if maybe we've got a issue with contacts not getting, you know, firing right. But he said he checked the compression on this thing. And I mean, you can see somebody wrote it here, but that was a very long time ago. That was when this boat was brand new. 05. So I don't know, can't trust people, who knows, and I don't know his abilities or what he was doing, but he said it was flooding out, like running like garbage. So we'll see what we can figure out here and get cranking on it. That's another problem. We had to grab the belts and try and rotate it around to even get it to crank, because the yeah, only 300 or 33 hours, I doubt it. The starter kept sticking, just clicking. It wouldn't crank over. So we can hit it right now. See, just clicking. So that's another issue. Really, it's going to make it hard to get this thing diagnosed and figure out what the problem is. What the problem is? And the starter, it doesn't look that great. Looks pretty old. So maybe I can try and jump the contacts there or clean them up. Hit it with a hammer. I'm willing to try anything. Got to get this figured out. I want to get this thing on the water as soon as possible. ASAP. It's running, but it's rattling. Well, we went and got some rabbit ears so we could run this sucker, and the throttle linkage was disconnected. This guy said that he had rebuilt the carburetor. I put that on, and when I went to tighten the bolt, cannot believe I snapped that right off. That is a little more than irritating, obviously. So, gonna have to make a semi-permanent fix on that if I want to keep it for now. I can probably drill that out later and put like an aftermarket little bolt-on on there, but for now I'll probably just weld a washer on the outside. That's what we're gonna have to stick with. So next, I also stopped by the parts store, tried to find a starter solenoid, because that one, the starter's great. I just touched the contacts and it cranked right up. So I wasn't able to get it locally, but on eBay found it for 20 bucks, so I'm gonna order that right now. As far as this goes, I just pulled this cap off, and that rotor does not look good at all. Looks like garbage. And inside here is even worse. This is original, that's why it's got the part number sticker on it. This cap is original. Look at the corrosion in there. I mean, it's probably one of the worst I've seen. So bad. There's like barnacles growing on it. Absolutely hideous. So I'm gonna grab some sandpaper, clean all that up as best I can. I might pull the spark plugs and try and wire brush them off real quick. Recheck our firing order, and that's really all I can do. So that's what I'm gonna do. Stay tuned. Well, there it is, guys. You saw it running. As far as I can tell, it's actually running pretty good. There's still a tiny little like hesitation miss or whatever as it's idling, but otherwise it seems to rev up good. Pulled that top hose off, water was shooting out, pump impeller's working great. What can I say? I think it's a lot less of a project than I imagined, which is really good news. I am gonna have to get that starter solenoid, but we'll get that ordered, and I'm also gonna get a new cap and rotor, because obviously those looked pretty done. So do oil filter change, cap rotor, and that starter solenoid. I think I'll be ready to take this out on the water.